right into it. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about guaranteed credit cards for bad credits. Okay. So now I saw that this was a big question on TikTok. And of course, I saw some YouTuber, I'm sorry, on YouTube, I saw some of the comments as well too. You guys had some questions about this. So I want to make sure you guys understand this, okay? So the very first card that you can get guaranteed with bad credit, number one, is going to be Open Sky credit card. Now, I know that a lot of people are going to say, well, Calvin, you know, what about all these other secured cards that are out there? Can't you get approved for those guaranteed? I'm going to break those down and why those are not guaranteed credit card approvals. Again, we're going to go over those a little bit later. There's not many credit cards that's going to give you 100% guaranteed approval. Okay. Number one is going to be Open Sky credit card. Let's break down why. Okay. So Open Sky credit card, the reason why they are number one is because we're going to go with A. Okay. So A, they don't do, oh man, I must have let this dry out. Okay. All right. Let's use a different color. All right. So, and that's because A, okay, there we go. A, they don't do a credit check. Okay, they don't do a credit check. Okay, what does that mean? Because some people get confused by that. So a credit check means that they don't have to run your credit. Like when you go buy a car, you go into the dealership, they have you fill out an application, your first name, your last name, your date of birth, and of course your social security number. Okay, so they don't need to run your credit in order to give you an approval. Okay, they don't need to run your credit in order to give you an approval. Okay, so that's A. Okay, now B, let's go into, well, here, let me just make this, I didn't want to confuse the numbers at the top. Okay, so now B, another thing as well too. Now, the only time that you could potentially get declined for this card is if you had them in the past and you charge them off. Okay. And some of you guys are thinking, well, how can you charge off a secured credit card? Let me break that down. So you can charge off a secured credit card if you use the credit card, get the bill, and then you don't pay the bill. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, Calvin, how could a person still do that if you give a secured credit card a deposit? That's a very good question. Here's the thing is that when you have a secured credit card, yes, you do give them a deposit. You give them your own money. But the problem is when you do give them your own money, that money doesn't necessarily belong to them. It still belongs to you. You're just giving it to them so they can secure the funds to give you a credit limit. Okay. Now, what is that credit limit? Don't worry. We're going to go back to B here in a second because I want to show you guys how you can fix that situation. Now, they do require a minimum of $200. Now, Open Sky has come out with some other options. They now have multiple options for you, okay? But this is the one you want to get the credit card that where it's a $200 deposit because it's a guaranteed approval, okay? Again, they do have other options, but this one's going to give you guaranteed approval, okay? So make sure you guys understand that. Now, with that $200 deposit, you have to pay this. They typically like to have this connected to a bank account, okay? Now, let's go back to B. Let's say, for example, because again, we look at credit reports every single week. And as we're looking at credit reports every single week, we see people sometimes do have accounts with Open Sky and it was charged off. Let me show you how to get out of that situation. And not just with Open Sky. Anytime you have a secured credit card and you charged it off, which means you swiped the card, you got the bill, you didn't pay the bill, and they close the account, they send it to collections. Okay. Whether they send it to collections or not, they close the account. How can you get around that scenario? Let me show you how to do that. You can get around this by simply making, number one, a payment arrangement with them. So let me give you an example. let's say you had an open sky, or let's just say you had a secured credit card in general, okay? And you gave them $200, you swiped $180, you got the bill, you didn't pay them, okay? And you say, well, how can I get this relationship back with them? You could do number one, you can settle with them that $180. You can say, hey, I know I owe you $180. Right now I can't pay that. Is there any way possible we could do a settlement? And they say, sure, we can take 120 or 100 and we're done. Okay. Now, I still got, now wait for the best part. That's not the best part. Okay. So that's option A. And then option B is, hey, they won't let you do a settlement and you have to pay it in full, or they'll put you on a payment plan that equals up to the 180. But let you guys know the best part about this. Anytime you have a secured credit card, they are supposed to give you your deposit back, but they can only give you your deposit back if the balance is at zero. Most banks will not reduce, even if you gave them more, they will not reduce what you owe them from the deposit that you first gave them. Let me break that down. You gave them $200 to get the credit card. You swiped $150. You didn't pay the $150, and now you owe them $150. You're saying, well, you guys got $200 from me. Why don't you just take it from the 200? They can't do that. That's a security deposit. Okay. So you have to pay the 150 to get your $200 back. Some of you all right now, or some of you all know someone that has a secured credit card, is closed with an open balance. All they got to do is pay that money. I've seen clients let a secured credit card get closed, and he owed like $70. I said, sir, why don't you just pay the $70 so they can give you the $200 back? Okay. Not only do you get that money back, but you can rebuild that relationship with them. Okay. So, and this is not just with Open Sky, this is with any secured credit card. Because I know some of you all have paid $500 for a secured credit card. I've seen secured credit cards over thousands of dollars on a secured credit card, which, by the way, I don't recommend that. I don't recommend ever paying over $200 for a secured credit card. Okay. Now, there are some times where people say, well, I want to show the banks that I can have a high limit because it doesn't show secured or unsecured on the credit report. I get that. But again, you can still naturally get there and use that money in a different way. Okay. But either way, that's how you could do it. That's Open Sky credit card, 100% approval. Okay. 100% approval. Okay. So now that's number one. If you guys got it, put in the chat, I got it. Okay. So now let's go ahead and go to card number two. Okay. And here's the thing, guys, stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to show you all how to use these secured credit cards. I'm going to show you all how to use these secured credit cards once I give you guys this list. So stick around. All right. So number two is, before I go into number two, if you guys haven't done so already, download my free credit guide right now. Okay. There are some things that you can do right now. There's some things that you can do right now inside of my free credit guide that will help you increase your credit score. Okay. I also have a free gift in there for you as well. So everyone that downloads that free credit guide, there's a free gift in there for you as well. Okay. So now you can either take out your phone, scan the QR code, or you can text the word credit to 708-346-5613. Let's move on. Number two is going to be my favorite, and that's going to be Capital One secured credit card. Now, why is this my favorite? I just did a full video on the Capital One ecosystem and why you guys want to be in the Capital One ecosystem. So I know we got Facebook here, YouTube here, and TikTok that's watching us right now. So if you guys go to my YouTube channel, search 850 Club Credit, you'll see we just posted a video on why you want to be in this Capital One ecosystem. Now, if you're over 700, you don't have to worry about this too much because everyone's fighting for your business. But if you guys are rebuilding your credit, you're under 300, 400, 500, under 600, around 650 or so, this is where you want to be, at least to start. Get your foot in the door, okay? Now, with Capital One secured credit card, I'm going to show you guys a few things what I like about them. What I like about them is, A, they have a tier system. Okay. The tier system is that, so with Capital One and the next one I'm going to go into, they're going to run your credit. Okay. So they have a tier system. Now, with their tier system, you only have to put down for a deposit. They have three options. Technically, they got four. You don't want number four. I'll tell you why in a second. Okay. But the tier system is number one, you put down a $49 deposit and you get a $200 credit limit. So let me put this here at the top here. You get a $200 credit limit, and all you got to do is give them $49. Now, let me give you guys a secret that a lot of people don't know. If you don't write anything else down, if you don't download the free credit guide, make sure you write this down right here. 90% of people that apply for Capital One secured credit card, and Capital One tells them that they only need $49, 90% of those people can apply for the Capital One unsecured credit card and get approved without any deposit. Well, Calvin, you just said that I should apply for the Capital One secured credit card. And so, because if I get approved for $49, doesn't that mean I have to give them $49? Yes, if you want, keyword is if you want to get the secured credit card. But if you get approved and you never give them the security deposit, then the card, it just goes away. So they don't give you the card. It's just an approval that you got that you didn't do anything with. Okay. But again, everybody that's watching this, if you say, you know what, I never tried with Capital One secured, or I had them in the past, or whatever the case may be, $49, make sure before you give them any money that you apply for the Capital One unsecured, so you don't have to give away money. Okay. Now, is this the end of the world if you got to give them a deposit? No, it's not, because you can still start with the secured card, give them the deposit, and then they give you the deposit back once you upgrade your credit card. I think it takes about 3 to 6 months now. Okay. So now that's $49. That's their first tier. So this is like tier one. Okay. So this is like tier one. Then they have tier two. This one is $99 deposit. Okay. So this one is a $99 deposit. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me make that a little bit bigger. But that's a $99 deposit. Okay. A $99 deposit for a $200 credit limit. Now, 30% of the people that qualify for the $99 deposit have applied for the Capital One unsecured, and they've gotten approved. Okay. But this is not that often. Okay. It's not that often. And then you have the tier three. This is where they say, listen, we need all the money. They say, listen, we need the whole $200 to give you a $200 credit limit. Okay. So that's their tier system there. Now, there are some other perks. We're not going to spend too much time on this. There is no annual fee. Okay. So with Open Sky, they do have a couple of options. If you go with the guaranteed approval one, they have it where you can have the annual fee. They also have an option where there is no annual fee, but they have some stipulations with that. Okay. But either way, no annual fee. And here's another part that a lot of people don't know about, is that you can add 5 authorized users. Okay, 5 authorized users to this credit card. So if you got some kids you want to help build credit or whatever the case may be, I'm telling you, this is a game changer right here. There are credit card companies that will charge you to add an authorized user to your credit card. Okay. But Capital One lets you do this with a secured or an unsecured. People don't know this. Okay. And you can do that. So that's Capital One. So again, why is Capital One option number 2? Because it's not guaranteed, because they're going to run your credit, but they're okay with a lot of stuff. If you have a repossession, they will approve you. If you have an eviction, they will approve you. If you have child support, bankruptcy, charge-offs, collections, doesn't matter. If you're, listen, they will approve you. Most of the time that they don't approve people is if you've burned them in the past, which again, just pay them the money you owe them or start another relationship with another bank. You guys got it? If you got it, put it in the chat, say I got it. Okay. Now let's go into number 3. Now don't forget, guys, those of you all who are just joining us, stick around to the end. I'm going to show you all how to use the secured credit cards so you can increase your credit score fast. Okay. We're going to go into number 3. And there's a few more cards that are out there, but these are my top 3. I don't want to keep going down the list. You don't need to get all these credit cards. Here's another question that some of you all have right now. Should I get more than one secured credit card? No. The goal of a secured credit card is to go from secured credit card and then go to unsecured credit card. It doesn't have to be with the same company. Not every company is going to do what I'm about to show you in a hot second. A lot of companies don't do this. Now, Capital One does do this, where you can go from secured to unsecured. But this next company I'm about to show you in a couple seconds, they will they will upgrade you from secured to unsecured. Okay. Now, for some of you all who are just joining us, make sure you guys go ahead and take out your cell phones and download my free credit guide right now. Okay. There are some things that you could do right now inside of that free credit guide that's going to help you increase your credit score. And I just added a free gift in there as well too. So make sure you guys check that out. All right. Number 3. Okay. So now number 3 is going to be Discover. Now, if you've been watching my channel over the years, we've been talking about that. This is the Discover It Secured. Now, Calvin, there's a lot of people that say that you should get a Discover It Secured credit card. Don't worry, this deserves its own video. Okay, I'm gonna make another video on it probably sometime this week on this particular card by itself. Okay, because it's literally that important. But check this out. With a Discover It Secured credit card, let me break down again why it was not my number 1 choice. Okay, they do run credits. Now, let me go back. With Capital One, I didn't really go into it too much, like what scores they look for. With the Capital One, Discover has a higher range that they look for. Okay. Now, with Discover It Secured, I would say somewhere around about 580 on the low end that I've seen is usually where they're going to be at. Okay. Now, Capital One, I've seen Capital One go a lot lower. I've seen 400 credit scores get approved for a secured Capital One card. So they don't mind that, okay? But Discover, they're a little bit more bougie, okay? They're gonna want you to have a little bit of a higher score, okay? Now with B, they do I don't know if they changed it, but I think they still do allow authorized users, but that's not really the big deal, okay? The big deal with them is something that a lot of people don't know. What a lot of people don't know about Discover It Secured credit cards is that after 3 to 6 months, usually it's about 6 months. Let's just go ahead here, 6 months of using the credit card properly, they're going to upgrade you from secured to unsecured. So secured to unsecured. Okay, what does that mean? Because a lot of people don't know what does that mean? Okay, let me break that down. So you gave them, by the way, how much do they want? I almost forgot to mention that. They want that $200 right now. They want that $200 right now. Okay, so you get them the $200. Now they're going to run your credit. If you're approved, then they're going to say, hey, give us $200. You get them the $200. That's your credit limit. And hey, stick around. I'm going to show you guys how to use it. Because after 6 months of using it properly, and I'm going to show you how to use it properly in a second, they're going to upgrade you from secured to unsecured. Now, why does that matter? Because one, they're going to give you your money back. Okay. Somebody put in the comments, money back. Okay. They're going to give you your money back. They're going to give you your $200 back. And then they're going to increase your credit limits. Okay. They're going to increase your credit limit. Usually it goes from 200 to 500. I've even seen some people go from 200 to 750. It's rare on that first jump, okay? But after that, guys, you can ask for a credit limit increase every month, every 90 days if you want to. Discover doesn't care, okay? And now this is what you got to understand. They're going to do this. Now, Discover is not the only company that will do this. Navy Federal will do this. Bank of America will do this. But I'm not going to go down the whole list. because Bank of America, they want a higher minimum score. And Bank of America is going to want $500. Most banks want $500 plus. I cannot tell you how many people I've seen. They say, well, I went to my bank. I told them I was looking to rebuild my credit. They told me I could give them, $200 or $500 or more, and that would be my limit. Do not do that, guys. Do not do that. It's a waste of money. Anytime you give a bank more than $200 for a secured credit card, it is a waste of money. Okay. Just build the credit up the right way, and you're going to qualify for other unsecured cards. Trust me, banks want to give you money. That's how they make money. Let me say that again. They want to give you money. They want you to qualify. They want you to get into debt. They want you to pay them interest. That's what they want. The problem is you don't qualify. So I'm telling you, this is how to get there. Okay. But don't worry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. Okay. So we can laugh at them later when they think that they're going to make money off of us with this interest. They're not going to do it. Let me show you how to do this. Okay. So now I promise you guys this was going to happen. I'm going to show you all what Discover Card is looking for, what Navy Federal is looking for, what Capital One is looking for, what Open Sky is looking for, what the algorithm is looking for when you have a secured credit card. Let's go. All right. So now, number one, the first thing that you want to do, you want to put, what's the best way to say this? You want to put a small bill on your credit card. I'm going to put just C card, okay? You want to put a small bill on your credit card. What's a small bill? Something small. Apple Music, Netflix, Hulu, Spotify, Disney Plus. I know these prices keep going up. I think in Chicago, we got this new tax they finna start having us pay. I think they're finna have us start paying a social media tax. We was the first, I think, city or state to start paying a tax on Netflix. It's crazy. They're gonna always keep making money around here. But anyway, but check this out. You want to put a small bill. Why do you want to put a small bill on your credit card? Here's a couple of reasons why. Okay. A, because you can afford it. Okay. Remember back in the day when people used to give bad advice and they used to say, get a credit card and just use it for gas. Here's the problem when you use a credit card for gas. How much does it cost to fill up your tank for gas? Now it costs $70, $50. You filling up once a week. So let's say it costs $50. You fill up once a week. That's $200 on a $200 limit credit card. That credit card's maxed out because someone told you to get gas. Don't do that. Now, I'm not saying you can't get gas. I'm saying don't always keep getting gas. It just wants to see monthly usage. Somebody put this in the comments. They just want to see monthly usage. They don't care if it's $5. They don't care if it's $25. They don't care if it's $100. They want to see monthly usage. That's all they want to see. Okay. So A, because you can afford that small bill. Now B, because you can afford it, what does that mean? That means we can put it on auto pay. That's the next thing you want to do. You want to put that bill on auto pay. You say, well, Calvin, I don't like auto pay. You listen, most of your bills right now are on auto pay. Netflix does not call you and say, hey, we about to take this money out. You ready? No, your phone company doesn't say, hey, we about to take this money out. Did you get paid yet? They don't do that. Okay. Disney Plus, the Disney company, they not sending you a text message saying, hey, listen, we about to take this money out your account. Get ready. They're not doing that. They already taking the money out your account. Okay. This isn't like a utility bill where they send it to you and they wait to get paid. Okay. So you can put this on auto pay. The problem is too many of you all are using your credit cards the wrong way. You're using it all the way up. You're maxing it all the way out. And then you're wondering why your credit score is not moving. You're wondering why the credit card company won't give you a limit, a credit limit increase. You're wondering why other credit card companies aren't reaching out to you. You're wondering why you're still getting trash credit card offers because you're not doing these things right here. Okay. And then C, now this also fixes C, which is what? On time payments. We'll just say on time payments. Okay. On time payments. That's what they want to see. Don't you guys forget. What's the number one factor of what makes your credit score? Listen, 35%. 35% comes from this right here, guys. It's going to be payment history. Okay. Don't forget that. Do not forget that. Okay. And then, of course, we also have the next piece, which goes into it goes into affordability, but this is going to be utilization. Utilization. Now, utilization makes up 30% of what makes up your credit score. Okay. Now, what's utilization? Now, another word for utilization is usage. Okay. So let's say, for example, you have a $200 limit credit card. Then that means you only want to use about $20 or so. Now, does that mean you can't use any more than that? No. You can have a $200 limit credit card and swipe 150 if you want to, but you're not going to maximize your credit score. Okay. Now you can have a $200 limit credit card and then use $180, but that's not going to maximize your credit score. If you want to maximize the score, then you have to be around 10%. Okay. Well, you say, well, man, 10% ain't nothing. If I'm only using $20, yeah, because the limit ain't nothing. Okay. You gotta rebuild. You gotta show the banks that they can trust you. They don't trust you right now. Okay. They don't trust you right now. But let me tell you something. It takes 90 days to build trust with banks. Okay. It takes about 1 to 2 years, depending on who you burned in the past. And they got to see that you paid somebody else. So, like Chase, American Express, and Wells, all those bigger banks, they want to see that you've been paying people on time. Okay. You got to show them that you can pay people on time. Don't give up. Somebody put in the comments, don't give up. You just need a strategy. Okay. And so, again, you want to stay around that range. Now, some people get this confused. They get this confused. They say, oh, I need to be at 30% utilization. Oh, no. Oh, no. You need to be at 10% to 7% utilization. Okay. This is where you want to be. 30% is what makes up the algorithm. Okay. So we talk about the FICO score. 30% of what makes your score comes from this factor right here. So if your utilization is too high, your score is going to go down. Okay. It's going to go down. Now, but if you got low utilization, it's going to go up. Okay. That's how you guys beat the game. Okay. And so you do that. I'm not done yet, guys. I'm not done. I'm wrapping up though. I'm wrapping up. Elite, if you guys are in the building, let them know inside the comment section. Don't y'all get mad because I forgot to tell y'all I was going live. That's on me. That's on me. Okay. All right, but here, check this out. Now that's part one. Part two is, Calvin, how long do I keep this secure credit card? Don't worry, I got you. And by the way, I know we got a lot of people watching this right now. So some of you all who are just joining us, don't forget, listen, download the free credit guide. I got a free gift in there for you that you can use right away. And there's some tips in there that you can take right now to increase your credit score. I'm talking right now. Okay. And don't get me wrong. If you want more help than that, stick around to the end. I got something special for you. If you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you all how we can help you get there faster. So if you want to go into home ownership, if you want to lower your car payment, if you want to get a higher limit credit card, if you want to go into rental property ownership, I got you. Stick around. All right. So now that's the first part. The second part is, when do you get rid of the secured credit card? Here's the thing. You can close the secured credit card because there are some secured credit cards that don't upgrade. Okay. So it's not, so some of you all got the old Capital One cards where the card agreement, it didn't upgrade back in the day. So this, like a lot of these credit cards just start doing this where they start upgrading. You know, they wasn't always doing this back in the day. Okay. But either way, you can close a secured credit card anytime, like after about 3 months. But well, let me say this. Let me say this. It needs to be 3 months. I got to put an and. It needs to be 3 months and your credit score is 650 or higher. Okay. So don't you all say, well, Calvin said close it in 3 months. Yeah, but your score ain't there. You gotta get the attention of bigger banks. Okay. You got to get there. So 3 months or so. Now, if you've had your secure credit card still open that long, it's up to you. It's not the end of the world if you want to keep it open, but you don't have to because I don't want your money tied up. Don't forget, you gave them money to get that card. Don't forget that. Okay. Get your money back. Somebody put in the comments, get your money back. Y'all done paid $200. There are people watching this right now that's paid $200, $500, thousands of dollars for a secure credit card. And it never upgraded. And they done had this money tied up into this card for years. Y'all better close that card and get your money. Okay, get your money. You'll be fine. And here, get some more accounts. You say, well, Calvin, that's the only credit card I got. Get some more cards. Okay, you'll be fine. Okay, we're not getting into debt around here. You only swiping what you already got access to. Okay, so that's how you want to do it, guys. But either way, I'm gonna jump into the comments right here real quick. Make sure you guys go and download that free credit guide. I almost forgot. Some of you guys are watching this on your cell phones. That's perfectly fine. Text the word credit to 708 346 5613. Okay. I'm going to send you a link. It's going to automatically send you a link to download my free credit guide right now. And I got a free gift in there for you as well, too. And that's going to expire. So soon as you download, you got a certain amount of time to use that free gift. Okay. But check this out. Now, someone said Open Sky don't upgrade. That's the old one. Okay. That's the old one. All right. So now let's jump into the comments here. I know we got everybody up in here. Now, here's another thing, too, guys. Bear with me because I know TikTok has some, they had some issues where they could not, the comments, oh, wait, hold up. They could see it. Okay, I know you guys can see me right now, but for some reason, TikTok, I'm sorry, I cannot see your questions if you guys got questions. So I'll have to do it differently next time, okay? But anyway, let's keep going. All right. So either way, let's keep going. Let me see here. Someone says you dropping gems. Absolutely. Absolutely. Y'all say I got it. Good. Okay. Braylon says, now I have Capital One Saver card. Great. Good job. Someone says, what's the 708 number again? I got it scrolling down at the bottom. Okay. But go ahead and write this down if you guys can't see it. It's 708 346 5613. Text the word credit, and I'm going to send you a link so you can download my free credit guide right now. And it comes with a free gift, but it has an expiration date on that free gift because y'all be dragging y'all feet. We're not dragging our feet no more, guys. We're in the fourth quarter. This is the last 3 months of 2025. Now, matter of fact, let me go right into this real quick. So you got that number? Good. Let me go right into this real quick, guys. Now, listen, if you're serious about your credit, if you're serious about your goals, I'm telling you this, I can help you. Okay. I know a lot of people talk. A lot of people say, I'm gonna get you your credit, I'm gonna get your credit score up. Listen, let me tell you something. Most people in this industry, all they do is send letters, and that's it. Let me say this again. All people do in this industry is dispute. As long as you keep paying and paying and paying. No, that's not what we're doing here. We're getting results up in here, guys. You know why? I'm a licensed real estate agent. My wife and I own a real estate firm. We can help you buy property nationwide. Okay. So if you want to buy a single family home, if you want to buy a 2-unit property, if you want to buy a 3-unit property, if you want to buy a 4-unit property, if you want to use your VA loan benefits with $0 down, close your eyes, you see nothing. That's what you got to put down if you qualify for a VA loan. All these people right here, I don't care if you black, I don't care if you white, I don't care if you Mexican, I don't care if you call yourself old, you call yourself young, I don't care what your sexual orientation is. If you breathing and you got goals, we need to talk, okay? If you breathing, you got goals, we need to talk. You say, well, Calvin, I don't want a house. Great. What do you want? You trying to get a car? You trying to add a car to your Turo fleet? You trying to get you've been watching this, he been watching this Chevy Tahoe for a minute. He got the Tahoe. She been watching this Benz for a minute. She got the Benz. Okay, listen, I'm telling you. So if that's what you want to do, if you want a higher limit credit card, we got someone that got a high limit credit card. They got an $11,000 limit on their credit card. We got someone that's never seen the 700s a day in their life. You see that? This right here was when we first met them. This right here was when we first met them. Can you tell when they met us? Can you see this? Can you see this? If this is something you need, put I need that. Put I need that in the comments. Okay. Some of you all right now are paying too much on your auto loan. If your car payment's over $300, say that's me. If your car payment's over $400, say that's me. I can show you how to lower your car payment. I can show you. I don't care. Listen, I don't care if you just got your car yesterday. There's still a strategy for you to lower your car payment. We can't do it right now, but I'm going to show you what the banks want to see so you can qualify in 12 months, in 18 months. Well, some of y'all say, well, Calvin, that's too long. Well, who else is showing you how to lower your car payment right now? Exactly. All right, so here, check this out. There's somebody right here. Y'all can, I want to make sure y'all see this. No, listen, the young people call this receipts. Like I'm old, I'm 37. But anyway, listen, check this out. $948 a month was his car payment. Y'all hear my language? The key word was. This was his car payment. He's now paying $814. Listen, I know that's not saving a lot of money for y'all. I know that ain't nothing for y'all, but let's just do a little bit of math. Let's do some basic second grade math. That's saving him $134. Y'all can't probably see that. That's $134 we're saving him. $134 that we are saving him. Okay? Look at this interest rate. Now, some of you guys are like, well, Calvin, he only went from 18, because it's always somebody. They say, well, he only went from 18% to 10%. I know, I got something for y'all. Don't worry. Y'all like low interest rates? Listen, he got approved for half the interest rate. Let me zoom out. He went from 18% to potentially he could go down. These are the offers they gave to him. Let's look at this. Listen, you have options. Somebody put this in the comments for all the people that's just not joining us. You have options. Y'all see this? I told them exactly what the banks wanted to see. We showed the banks, say, listen, this is me now. I know I was a 300 score. I know I was a 400 score. I know I was a 500 score. I know I was a 600. I know you guys didn't trust me back in the day. I know you guys wanted me to put some more money down. I know you wanted me to get a cosigner. I know you wanted me to get an older car. I know I was at the dealership all day. I know I was there for hours. I know I went to multiple dealerships. That was the old you. Somebody put in the comments, this is the new me. This is the new me. The new me, the bank says, we got offers for you. You got options. He went from 18% down to 9.24%. Okay, check this out. Another guy, he says, listen, I got my pre-approval letter. I'm in the hunt. And look, check this out, guys. Y'all see these people commenting? This is the elite community. Now, listen, this is only for serious people. This is only for serious people because everybody not serious. Some people like to say, I want to be a homeowner, and they don't want to do nothing. They want to just say, I want to be a homeowner, but they don't take step one. They don't even know what step one is. Some people say, I want to increase my credit score. They don't even take step one. If you're serious about your credit, I'm telling you, you need more than just that free guide. I'm letting you know that right now. Listen, if you business funding, we had a guy he has a trucking company. He says, I need $100,000 to expand my trucking company. He qualified for $150,000 and he didn't even know it. Some of you all qualify and you don't even know it. Somebody put in the comments, you are worth more. You are worth more. I know you are. And let me show you. And then you got some people who are overachievers. Somebody said, I want it all. This guy said he wanted it all. Check this out. Now, in our 850 Club Elite, this is our elite group right here. This is the private credit community. In this private community, you get direct access to me, my credit team, and my real estate team. Okay? So if you got questions about buying a home wherever you live in the United States, we can get that question answered. If you got a question about that repossession that just happened, we can get you that answer. I'm dropping gems in there on a daily basis. At least I try to. All right, Monday through Friday. But check this out. Shout out to Antoine. You know, I'm still talking about this story. He went from asking me, saying, Calvin, I want to buy a home. I want to increase my credit score. I want to get a higher limit credit card. I want my wife to see that we can actually do this. I want to close on a home. I want to be one of those people that you always talking about. What happened a few months later? He's now one of the people I'm talking about. He says, check this out, guys. In my elite community, because the elite is for the serious people only. He says, I've been quiet in here lately, but things have been moving fast. Oh, real quick. Let me put this up real quick. Because I know some of you guys are like, well, man, how do I get into the elite? I got you. I got you. There's a QR code right there. There's a QR code right there. If you download my free ebook, it's in that email as well, too. Okay, if you're ready for it. Only if you're ready. But anyway, he says, listen, I'm going to zoom out on this so you guys can see this whole thing. All right, so check this out. He says, shout out. He says, thank you to Calvin and the 850 Club. I have been quiet lately in here, but things have been moving fast thanks to 850 Club. I got a $6,000 credit limit increase on my Navy Federal credit card, and that's now at $16,800. Guys, we're not getting into debt here. But if a $16,000 opportunity presents itself, he can swipe it in his. If there's a $16,000 emergency, he ain't got to go get no loan. He can swipe it in his. Okay? Somebody put in the comments access. It's about access. Okay. I'd rather you have access to it and not need it than to need it and not have access to it. Okay. Number two, my secured credit card graduated from Navy Federal. It graduated with a $2,000 credit limit. Are y'all hearing this? Okay. He was able to lease a brand new Hyundai car, electric vehicle, $242 a month. Some of y'all ain't never seen a $200 car payment. And not in a bad way. I'm saying it does exist if you're in position. He said with 0 down and 10,000 miles a year, the dealer said you have tier 1 credit. Y'all see this? He says, listen, and now look, check this out. This is their house. Somebody put in the comments, congratulations. See, a lot of you all are not hitting your goals because you're mad when somebody else hit their goals. A lot of you all are not hitting your goals because you treat it like this: fireplace, give me heat, and then I'll give you wood. It don't work like that. There's only one place in the world where success comes before work. There's only one place in the world where success comes before work, and that's the dictionary. That's it. That's the only place. Okay. But here on earth, you got to put in work and then you become successful. He put in work. So he now qualified. They closed on this house already. Listen, this ain't no picture that's on his wall. This ain't no picture of it, no background on his phone. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not against manifestation. But you know what's going to beat manifestation? Action. You know what's going to beat manifestation? Execution. You know what's going to beat manifestation? A strategy with some work behind it. That's what's going to do it. Okay? They closed on this house. They got the keys. Then here's the car. And of course, this is him and his wife. All because they joined the 850 Club Elite, guys. Let me tell you something. You are closer to your goals than what you think you are. I'm not your average credit person. I don't want to be deemed as the person, oh, he in credit repair. No. Everybody else is in credit repair. Okay. Everybody else, that's what they do. They say, oh yeah, man, can you help me with my credit? Yeah, man, here's my credit report, man, and they just keep sending out letters. Every month they send out letters. You pay, they send. You pay, they send. You pay, they send. That's what most of them do. Okay. So what I do, we're goal oriented. I know you want to increase your credit score, but why? We say why. Why do you want to increase your credit score? Oh, why I need business funding? Now I know. I need to buy a home. Now I know. Oh, I want to buy rental property. Now I know. I want a high limit credit card. Now I know. That way, because see, when we're goal oriented, what happens? We're not done until the goal is accomplished. But if your goal is just to get a higher credit score, then you say, oh, well, you could almost go to sleep and then wait a few years and you can get a higher credit score. But my question is why? Okay. Some of you all forgot why, which is why you're not going for these things. You're getting used to just paying rent. You're getting used to just dealing with the landlord. Let me pause real quick. Everybody lives in a different area. I'm talking about the people that what they're paying in rent, they could probably own on the same block or within a quarter mile. There's about 70% of people in America, what you're paying in rent, you could almost pay that within a quarter mile. I know. I'm telling you this. We have a real estate firm. So again, you're better than what you think you are. I'm here to remind you of your goals. I'm here to remind you, to tell you that all we need to do is get you information and execution. All right. Either way, guys, I ain't gonna listen. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this on up. Let me go into the chat real quick. Make sure we ain't miss nobody. Okay. Listen, Investing with Rod says 850 Club is the real deal. You better tell him, Rod. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you being here. Noonday says congratulations. All right. Raul says that's a good one on success. Absolutely. Investing with Rod says had to make sure I was connected from this channel as well, Calvin. Absolutely. All right. Disability said this is a new me. I promise you it is. Right. B-Man says I need that. There you go. Queen Mac, where you been at? I always enjoy your channel, Calvin. Always giving up the gems. Appreciate you being here. Point Blank Travel says this is very valuable information. New had a question, says, and he's gonna wrap up with this. Can you transfer money to another secured credit card? No, you won't be able to. They only do an ACH deposit directly from your bank. Okay. But either way, guys, listen, if you have questions for me, I know some of you all have credit questions for me. I want those questions. If you join the 850 Club Elite today, I will make sure my team gets you the link for tomorrow morning. I will invite you. We have a private call tomorrow morning. We have a private accountability call tomorrow morning. If you have a credit question, if your wife has a credit question, if your husband has a credit question, listen, you need to join the 850 Club Elite so I can answer that for you. You need a strategy, okay? You listen. Time is of the essence, okay? Listen, cost is gonna keep going up. You've been saying you was gonna buy a home. Homes done went up in price in the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Cars done went up. How long are you gonna keep waiting? It's costing you to wait. Every year, every month that you wait, it's gonna keep costing you. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to fear monger anybody. I'm not trying to drag this out or in any way, shape, or form. Y'all see this. I'm just letting you know that if you say, well, man, nobody ever told me that I need to do something. This is me telling you right now. Okay. But either way, guys, join the 850 Club Elite. Download my free credit guide if you haven't done so already. And of course, all of my elite family, I will see you all tomorrow on the private accountability